event actually happened several years ago, but I'm like triggered by it. For example, I literally shine a flashlight around my room before I go to bed, making sure there's no random object just flying around in it. At the time, I shared a room with my sister Rebecca, who's actually scared of like everything that walks. I kid you not, she can't even watch The Wizard of Oz, so like if something's off, she's not okay.
Sorry, Becca, I know you're gonna just cry looking at this photo.
So around 2:30 in the morning, my sister randomly woke up because she was hearing this tapping noise on our mirror. So she actually went then to turn on the lights about halfway just to see what is gonna murder us. So she slowly went back in her bed, looked in the mirror, and saw this random object was hitting it and then flying in circles over our fan. My sister then army crawled across the room, yelled at me not to sit up, so of course my first reaction getting out of a deep sleep was to sit up. Then I looked at what I thought was a bird and screamed and ran out of the room. We ran straight to my parents' room, told them we saw a huge thing flying in our room, and their reaction was, "Go back to sleep, you're gonna wake up your brother, it's just a bug." So I explained to them that I thought it was a bird. They decided to check, and they realized we were not being dramatic. My mom then threw on a huge winter jacket, put on some snow pants in order to protect herself, and then army crawled through our room in order to get our backpacks and clothes since we had school the next day. My parents then called animal control, who unfortunately couldn't get here till about 1 the next day, and then my sister and I tried to sleep in our living room knowing there was a bat in our room. The next day when my sister and I were at school, my mom did the same method of putting on a huge coat and putting on snow pants in order to crawl through our room and grab some stuff. This was actually super nice because it gave my sister and I some clothes for the week, and then it actually helped the animal control guy just because bats typically sleep during the day. So when the animal control guy finally came, he took about 20 minutes to search around our room and finally found the bat hidden on the left corner of my blinds. So my mom said that the bat was actually super tiny. It was probably about the size of my thumb because it was folded up while I was sleeping. So all the guy then had to do was shake the blinds a little bit, and then the bat fell directly into this bin he had, which kind of looked like a Folgers coffee container. The container was then sent to a lab for 2 weeks where the bat was going to be tested for rabies, and then after the 2 weeks they would release the bat into the wild far away just to make sure he didn't think our place was his new home. Luckily that bat did not have any rabies and we thought we were done with bats, but then 4 years later my sister went to my parents' closet to go grab a shirt and there was another bat flying around in circles.
What is that?
So my parents did the same thing where they called animal control, and again, they couldn't find the bat right away. I think this time it took them probably like 3 hours or something. This time my dad would put on the huge puffy jacket and the snow pants, look around the room, and then would switch with the animal control guy who had this huge net and would just look around the room, and finally they found it hidden in the corner by these clothes. The animal control guy put this bat in the same type of bin as the first one was in and then sent it to the lab, and luckily this one did not have rabies either. So now I'll move into talking about how I think we got the bat, some updates, and some facts, just in case you're ever in this situation or if you're currently in this situation as we speak. So a week before the first incident, my sister actually confirmed she was going to the same university my dad had attended, and he was super excited. So he wanted to go upstairs to our attic to find old yearbooks and photographs in order to show Rebecca. But probably the bat had already gotten our house because there was a hole in our attic we weren't aware of. And so when he got the old books, photographs, whatever, that's when the bat was probably able to fly downstairs to our room. So going into more update about the hole in our attic, so a lot of times if you have one bat in your house, animal control or whatever won't want to research more because they'll think maybe it was just a fluke accident. But if you have at least 2, it shows there's some history and there might be just maybe like a nest of bats in your house.
This is how I think that would probably look.
So after the second bat, we were able to get someone to check our house, and they did notice there was a small hole in our attic, which definitely let the bats in. And so they put in place this little tube. It looks like a cylinder, so if a bat flies straight in, it has to fly straight out. It wouldn't be able to access our house, which is really nice. That also means if there's any existing bats in our house, they're like stuck here with us. Woo! Unfortunately, bats can also go through super tiny holes in your walls, and this is actually then how I think we got the second bat in our house.
I know it looks shocking, but they can literally fit through these little holes.
Thank God we have not seen any bats since. They are just like not fun to deal with, like I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, bat guano, which is their sparkly feces, can make you really sick, and of course bats can have rabies. So If you ever catch a bat randomly in your house, do not just let it go to the wild, because then you're supposed to get the rabies shots. Because clearly you don't know or won't know if it ever had rabies.
I know, I'm sad too that this beautiful creature can cause so much harm. I mean, just like look at the bat in this frame. It just looks so pretty.
The next day after you have a bat in your house, you kind of just like feel weird. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I'm like, this is normally my safe space, but like, what is lurking in my house? And every day I'm like, is there gonna be another bat popping out? Hopefully not. Some people do see bats as good fortune, so like maybe I got blessed. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys never have a bat in your house, and if you do, then I hope it is good luck. I know in my last video I said I was gonna upload on Tuesdays, but then school got on the way, and so did my addiction to streaming shows. Here is a list of all the shows I've streamed so far during quarantine. So now I'm gonna be uploading on Thursdays. So let's hope I stick with that. See you guys later. Bye!